You might think that building a social media marketing agency from scratch takes a lot of time, money, and effort. But if you simply apply these next 3 skills, you can land and retain your first client within the next 30 days. I've built my agency from having absolutely no portfolio to show to now making well over $10,000 a month. And if you're starting your social media marketing agency or SMMA, this is the video that I would have loved to watch when I first started. So skill number 1 that you want to work on lays the whole foundation for your business. Think of it like the pillars of your journey. It may sound very simple, but there's much more to it than you can think. The first skill that you will be working on is learning how to shoot and edit. However, there is much more to it than simply knowing yourself around a camera and a software. Knowing what different lenses do, what aperture is, how to properly use ISO, and most importantly, how to light your videos properly will be the most crucial part of your business. But why do I say that? Well, it's actually very simple. Many aspiring entrepreneurs overlook this first concept because they want to outsource it from the start, because they're simply focusing on being business owners rather than actually honing their skills and building something meaningful. And you'll see why this is the wrong approach to this business model later in the video. But now, because information is so readily available and there's all these softwares that help you edit, the bar has been raised and the level of entry is much higher than usual. So simply knowing how to light something properly and shoot something properly is not nearly enough. So skill number 2 is going to help you a great deal to differentiate yourself from your competitors. And actually, a big chunk of your videos looking really good is the next skill. Skill number 2 is graphic design. Now, why do I say this? Well, let me actually show you instead of just telling you. Take a look at both of these toothpaste packagings. Which one are you more likely to buy? The difference is obvious, and the graphic design is what drove you, the consumer, to prefer one over the other, even though the logo is exactly the same on both of them. However, this whole 3 skill list completely falls apart without applying the third and last one. This last one is far more important than the previous 2, and I solely believe that this last skill will be the reason why your clients stick with you long term and make the gap between you and your competitors that much wider. And I'm actually speaking from experience. I've seen this firsthand. Skill number 3 should never be underestimated, which is customer service. I can tell you from experience and testimonials that my clients stick with me for years and years compared to other agencies because I simply care about them. And you must understand one thing. A business is literally a baby, and a client trusting you to build their social media presence is quite literally equal to them trusting you to present their baby to the world. There's actually so much more depth that goes into this last skill because it is an overarching umbrella filled with smaller skills. And this can look as simple as paying attention to detail, meeting your deadlines, always under-promising and over-delivering, asking what else you can help them with every single time that you talk to them, providing new and fresh ideas, or even providing newly acquired skills before you upsell them to somebody else for a premium. In and of itself, if and when your client gives you a check and they say thank you because your work is bringing value to them, then you know that your customer service is where it should be. Now you have 3 basic skills to work on for the next 30 days, and I can guarantee you that you can learn them much faster than you think, especially if you find meaning in your work. However, this in and of itself is not a proven method. What happens when you know all of these skills, but then you get imposter syndrome and you're scared to even go out there? If you want to learn how I overcame that and build my agency, click this video next, and I'll see you over there.